Absolutely. All our properties are available Section 8. All we need to do is set up an appointment, come into the office so we can go over the properties. At the same time, I will review your application and your voucher to make sure that you qualify for the property. And at that point, we can go ahead and start the process by doing an application. So for us, the minimum credit score is important, but it's not as important as, having a voucher that qualifies, a good, clean background, and able to afford the difference if you have to pay the difference of the payment. So it really comes down to your background and basically your income to make sure that you can afford your portion of the payment that is not paid through Section 8. Well, at that point, you have a couple options, but generally, you're going to have to find a property that does work for your voucher. There's some examples where if there is a difference, you can possibly pay the whole year up front to the landlord if you're financially able to do that. But for the most part, you have to basically get a payment that's going to work for you to make sure that you're going to be successful in your experience of renting one of our properties. It used to be like that some time ago, but in recent times, Section 8 has been cracking down. And if you have a two-bedroom voucher, you have to have a two-bedroom property. There's no ifs or buts anymore. They really are strict on that now. So the question is, no, you cannot. Whatever your voucher is for example, if it's a two-bedroom voucher, then you must get a two-bedroom property. So the deposit is placed by the tenant. It's not placed through Section 8. I do know some extenuating circumstances of Section 8 helping, but for the most part, 98% of the deposit is paid by the tenant. Absolutely, absolutely. We have all types of homes, for all types of families. What I like to do is just set up an appointment so we can go over the things that are important to you and your family, so that way we can place you in the right property. What I like to do is I want you to review our videos to make sure that we're all on the same page. After you do that, I'd like for you to make an appointment with me so we can set up a time and a place to go over your voucher and your application. Once I process your application, then I'll go ahead and set up a second appointment to review the properties and show you all the properties that you might like. And that's how the process begins. Number one reason, the only way something's not going to get approved for Section 8 is if something changes from your last inspection to Section 8. For the most part, Section 8 is a pretty smooth process, and it's got to be something pretty bad for you not to get approved. It's for the most part, I don't see you not getting disqualified unless something is wrong with you or your voucher, or we run a background and your background changes. Unfortunately, you have to, every time you move, you have to get a background check as far as with our company. So that would be the only way that, besides finances, maybe before you were able to cover the difference that Section 8 doesn't pay, but now, you cannot. So that's probably one of the reasons why Section 8 is pretty flexible with us and with them. So I would like for you to have a job because, that way you and your family are comfortable. But there are some programs that Section 8 allows that will pay the whole payment. The best thing you can do is talk to your counselor. Your counselor is going to be able to answer all those questions. But absolutely, as a landlord and as a management company, I would love for you to have a job because that way I know you're comfortable in the house. Living paycheck by paycheck, and it allows for you to have a good experience with us. There's an application fee of $70, and that's for everyone, not just Section 8, but anyone who just walks up to my office and applies for an application. So yes, there's an application fee of $70 that is non-refundable. Payments are made in all forms. We'll take checks, we'll take credit cards, we'll take debit cards, we'll take money order, and we'll do the old school cash. Absolutely. The best thing is we want to stick to the process, and the process is for you to first review the video to make sure that we're all on the same page. Most of the time you can review the video and answer, and any question that you have could be answered. From there, I want you to set up an appointment with myself or my receptionist, so that way we can come in, review your application, review your voucher, and once it's all pre-qualified, then at that point we can go ahead and set up another appointment to go ahead and review your properties and show you the properties inside. It's simple. B&B can offer you peace of mind. B&B can offer you an opportunity to maybe even own the house one day. When you decide to rent from a landlord out there, you're at your own risk. For the most part, a lot of landlords are not doing realty full time. They're usually the typical work at a full-time job at Best Buy, and then they have an investment property that they manage. But God forbid if they have a bad, something happens and they lose their job, the first thing that's going to go is their investment property. They're always going to take care of a home. So what happens to you, you end up having to move. So the key with us is that we offer you peace of mind, opportunity to know that you can stay there years and years and years to come and not ever have to worry about any kind of nightmare or any knock on the door, anything ever happening to you. That's what makes us special, besides the fact that we do take Section 8. A lot of real estate companies do not. And so that makes us even more special. But that should pretty much nail it on top. We offer you an opportunity to make sure that you will stay in your home for years and years to come. Best way to contact me is to set up an appointment with the receptionist, and she will get with me and we will make an arrangement to call. Okay. It's 813-259-4663 extension 107. I do have a cell phone number. It's 813-406-9425 and 813-446-7347. But there's times that I'm handling 4 or 5 deals at one time, showing properties. And, my day gets pretty busy since I average anywhere from 10 to 15 rentals a month. So the best way to get a hold of me is to set up an appointment with the receptionist. So that way we can all be on the same page and we don't have any miscommunications.